This last summer, while I was valiantly trying to self-teach myself how to surf, I was fortunate enough to get stung by a stingray. I was getting ready to paddle back out when I stepped off and readjusted my board, when, unbeknownst to me, there was a small baby stingray hiding underneath the sand where I placed my foot. All I felt was a very quick prick, but quickly the pain started to grow more intense. Next thing I knew, I was sobbing on the shore while waiting for a lifeguard to walk by. Stingrays are known to be very gentle creatures, but their defensive stings can still cause us damage, so it's important to know the nature and location of stingrays, how to treat stingray injuries, and how to prevent encounters with the ocean's flapping fish. Today I will help you understand and be prepared for what you should do if you find yourself wading in the ocean where stingrays might call home. Before we go into the injuries caused by stingrays, we first need to understand the creatures themselves. Stingrays are typically very gentle creatures and only react defensively when they feel threatened. According to the article on National Geographic's website, stingrays are mostly inactive, burrowed in the sand, and move with the current of the ocean. Unlike the ocean's more infamous predators such as sharks, killer whales, and sea lions, the stingray is actually not a predator and uses its skin color to camouflage itself in the sand. Stingrays are carnivorous, so they eat other animals smaller than themselves, such as oysters and shrimp. Since stingrays like to burrow in the sand in more shallow waters, it is no surprise that the most common areas where people get stung are their ankles, feet, and legs. As people walk around in the water unaware that stingrays are hiding underneath, as soon as the person steps on or near the area where the stingray is burrowed, they whip out their tails in defense and sting whoever they think is threatening them. After learning a bit more about stingrays and their nature, it is important to learn about the injuries they can cause and what to do about them. When a stingray defends itself, the stingray's barbed tail pierces the skin, leaving a wound on the person. According to Dr. Liu's article on Healthline, the spines on the stingray's tail break off and release venom into the attacker's wound. It is vital that the wound be cleaned out as best as possible after being stung in order to remove any excess debris from the water, as well as using the salt water to clean it. It is possible that barbed fragments have broken off and remained in the wound, so if they cannot be removed by yourself, then you would need to seek medical attention in order to get those out. The pain caused by the release of the venom can be relieved with really hot water. With water temperatures around 110 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit, you will need to soak the wound continually for 30 to 90 minutes, depending on how long the pain lasts. The heat of the water draws out the stingray's venom and thus causing a decrease in pain. Once the pain is gone, be sure to treat the wound in order to prevent infection. If you experience any other symptoms that do not go away, it may be best to seek medical attention as your body may not be handling the injury well. If you have never been stung, then you'd probably like to know how to prevent it after hearing what happens after being stung. Stingray injuries can be prevented if you pay attention to your location as well as paying attention to what's in the water. Stingrays like to be in mild temperature waters, so nothing too cold and nothing too hot. Research the area that you're going to see if stingrays are common. For example, the beach that I got stung at is next to the opening of a river, so waters are much warmer there than beaches that are a mile down the coast. After doing more research, I found out that the area is actually known as the stingray capital of Southern California. While the stingray shuffle is probably the most known way of avoiding injury, some people actually advocate for stomping rather than shuffling. In a blog post by Brian Chernicki, a 4-time survivor of stingray injuries, he suggests that stomping is more effective than shuffling. He explains that there is little to no actual scientific evidence for shuffling, and in his years of experience as a surfer and a diver, the times that he shuffled were the times that he got stung. Although there is also little to no evidence that supports stomping, the logic behind it makes a bit more sense. Stingrays can sense vibrations of the ocean floor, and shuffling makes little to no vibrations that can warn them ahead of time that you are on the way. On the other hand, stomping can create vibrations that can warn stingrays that are as far as Chernicki states, 20 feet away. When I got stung, I had little to no time to stomp or shuffle since my foot had landed perfectly on top of the stingray. When I would walk in the water, however, I did utilize the stomping more than the shuffle, and in those times, I didn't get stung. It really is up to your discretion, But the more movement, the more signals that you can give to the stingrays ahead of time. The ocean belongs to the creatures that live in it, and as much as some people like to call the ocean their home, humans don't own it. We are the intruders in the stingray's home, so if you get stung, it's not the stingray's fault. It's yours. That is not to say that we cannot have fun at the beach. I love the beach. We just need to remember to be both cautious and respectful of the animals that live in the water. If you do get to join the Stingray Sting Club, just be sure to clean out your wound, treat it well, and always seek out medical attention if you need it.